Today we are going to talk about the Pluto square and millennials. Yes, this is a millennial specific video because all of you have Pluto in Scorpio in your chart. So if you are a millennial, this Pluto square between Pluto in Aquarius, which is transiting right now, and your natal Pluto in Scorpio is going to bring tremendous life change, upheaval, transformation, and the need to completely rethink the areas of life that this transit is going to affect. Hello and welcome to Lilith Astrology. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. My name is Adam Asise, and I am the professional astrologer, tarot reader, and creator of LilithAstrology.com. And I also am the author of the Black Moon Lilith Cosmic Alchemy Oracle Card Deck, and also the Black Moon Lilith Rising book, How to Unlock the Power of the Dark Divine Feminine through astrology. So let's get into all of the details. In this video, I'm going to talk about the Pluto square. I'm going to talk about what you can expect over the next, honestly, almost 20 years until 2044. And we're going to talk about how each of the rising signs, you can also watch your sun sign, how each of the rising signs are going to be affected by the Pluto square. Let's get into it. So first, let's talk about the planet Pluto. Pluto is a generational planet, and it is the slowest moving planet, even though some people would argue that Pluto is not a planet, but it is the slowest moving celestial body in the galaxy. And in our charts, Pluto represents the Lord of the underworld. That's right. When we take a look at Pluto's mythology, Pluto is all about the underbelly, what's hidden beneath the surface. Pluto dredges up the shadow. Pluto brings transformation. Pluto brings change. Pluto breaks down foundations and things that are not necessary and that are keeping us in a reality that is no longer meant to be in our lives. So as Pluto moves through the zodiac, Pluto actually takes 240 years to move through all 12 signs. So this is why Pluto is a generational planet. And Pluto is now in Aquarius right now and will be until 2044. So right now we are experiencing Pluto in Aquarius. And my millennials, you have Pluto in Scorpio in your chart. So Pluto first moved into Scorpio in 1983 and was there until around 1995. And this is the millennial generation. I'm a millennial myself. I'm 37 years old, born in 87. So, and I'm a Scorpio. So I've completely felt this transit, but we are special in that we are the only generation alive today with Pluto in his home sign of Scorpio. So Pluto rules over the zodiac sign Scorpio, and it was extremely powerful between the years 1983 and 1995. We can even take a look at the historical events. Most notably and tragically was the HIV/AIDS epidemic around that time. And so when we take a look at what Scorpio represents the reproductive system, the sexual organs. And Pluto in Scorpio is very representative of diseases, death, regeneration, and change. So the way we navigated sexuality and the way we navigated our health around that time completely transformed, and especially for the LGBTQ plus community back then. This was a horrific disease, especially for gay men. And this happened during Pluto in Scorpio. This was also a time where the financial systems of the United States were going through a complete transformation. Scorpio also rules over debts, loans, other people's money. So we think back to the 80s, early 90s. This was a time where we almost got into a recession that was just as bad as the Great Depression. And in the 90s, we got out of that. But this was a big time of complete sexual transformation, financial transformation, and a lot of people went through literal death and rebirth in their lives. So this was the energy that millennials were born into. So you all have Pluto and Scorpio if you were born between those years. Let me remind you, 1983 to around 1995. And you want to check out your chart as well. Check out your chart. Check out your rising sign. So this is your ascendant, and you can find this by using your birth time and using a birth chart calculator, or even getting a reading from me. Check out down below. I am offering readings. My books are now open for the month ahead, so you can understand where your rising sign is. I now have a new written report that has been completely personalized and written by me, so you can understand more about your natal chart if you have your birth time. So you need your birth time to know your rising sign. But different rising signs are going to be affected by Pluto in Aquarius transit, most particularly to my millennials. Pluto is going to be in Aquarius until 2044. So all of my millennials, you are going to experience this square for quite some time. So it also depends on what decan. So decans are how we divide up the 30 degrees that make up a zodiac sign. So it really is when you were born. So if you're born in the mid to late 80s, you are experiencing the Pluto square right now. Yeah. And so onward from that, the 90s to 95, early 90s, 95, you are born later in Pluto in Scorpio, the later decan. So you're going to experience the Pluto square as we move forward into this new era. So you may experience it 2030, you may experience it 2040, and 2044. So right now, I'm an 87 person, and best believe I have experienced the Pluto square. If you were born in the early to mid 80s, right now, you are experiencing it. So comment below if you are those older millennials currently experience a transformation and change that the Pluto square can bring. And again, this is an extremely rare transit because you only get certain transits of Pluto in one lifetime. So you're born, you're going to be that only generation for a couple hundred years that is going to be born with that Pluto sign. So Pluto in Aquarius is also only coming around once in our lifetimes as well. So this is a once in a lifetime transit. So now let's get into what each of the 12 zodiac signs, most particularly your rising sign, as I said, like you are going to want to know your rising sign for this. It'll be more accurate, but you also can listen to your sun sign. So this depends on what month you were born. So we're going to go over both. Let's get into it. So Aries, yeah, you are experiencing change around your friendships, your social networks, who you are associating yourself with, finances. Some of you may be transforming and dealing with debts, loans, inheritances. Some of you may have recently inherited some money if you were born in those early to mid 80s years. Some of you may also completely change how you are interacting with your community and those around you. Some of you may become more philanthropic or humanitarian. But this Pluto square is going to be all about your finances from others. If any of you Aries are in shared resources dynamics, so if you're in a marriage or you share finances with a partner, there is going to be some upheaval around that as well too. So get ready for your friend group to change, Aries. Get ready for how you see yourself financially and how you see yourself financially when you are dealing with other people's money, when you're dealing with debts, and how you repay them. So this is a big transformation for you financially, Aries. So my Taurus ascendants, this is all about relationships for you because you got Scorpio in your relationship house. And this is contracts. This is business agreements. So some transformative contracts, business agreements, or relationships are coming in for you during your Pluto square. If any of you Taurus are single, you may meet some karmic love interests that teach you certain things that may mirror your shadow back to you, that may be a bit challenging for you to deal with, but ultimately it is going to lead to your personal growth when it comes to love. If you are in a committed relationship or a marriage, this area of the chart rules marriage as well. Some of you could be going through some changes in that area of your life. There could be a divorce, there could be a significant breakup, or some of you could meet someone that truly aligns with you and transforms your life forever. But this is all about relationship dynamics, and this is also about career. So Pluto in Aquarius is going to be transiting your 10th house of career as well. So on top of it, we've got the 7th house, Pluto in Scorpio in your natal chart, but then Pluto in Aquarius is coming to trigger that. So this is going to bring along some new career prospects, a completely new idea of where you want your career or your professional life or your life path to go, your life purpose. And this could also bring along some new collaborations because the 7th house is in the mix with the 10th. So new contracts, new collaborations, new people, new companies that you're working with that are going to completely transform your life. My Geminis, this Pluto square has to do with travel, long distance travel. This also has to do with your beliefs. This can be religious beliefs, spiritual beliefs, how you view these areas of your life, how you view the philosophical area of your life. Some of you could go back to school during this Pluto square, and you can also have some change around your health. You've got Pluto in Scorpio in the 6th house, and you have your 9th house illuminated with Pluto in Aquarius. So your health could be a big matter around this 20-year period. And you can also have some change around your work. Maybe people that work for you, you may realize are no longer in alignment and not trustworthy. There may be some challenging events that occur that completely break up that part of your life. But you also may be driven to move abroad, completely change your location, broaden your horizons, and experiencing transformation through that as well too. For my Cancer risings, your 5th house is activated with Pluto in Scorpio in your natal chart, and this is going to form a square with Pluto in Aquarius in your 8th house. So this is shared resources, intimacy, your creative power, fertility. So get ready for new groundbreaking projects, new ideas, new creative self-expression. Some of you Cancer placements could quite literally be having children, going through the change that is required of you in your life to become a parent. Some of you may have a change to a marriage or how you share money within that bond, how you share money if you live with a partner. Some of you could also be handling debts, loans, money you may owe to others. So this is going to be a complete change not only in your finances, but also in your intimate life and your creativity. So really be authentic in your creativity, Cancer. Like any project that you're going to do, really make sure they're coming from a authentic space. My Leos who have Scorpio in their fourth house, that is going to form the square with Pluto and Aquarius in your seventh house of relationships. This is coming to bring complete change to your home life. So some of you Leo ascendants may be moving, maybe changing your location where you live. There could be some very serious changes in your family. Some of you may be dealing with the loss of a family member, especially if you're in those early degrees of Pluto and Aquarius right now. The early to mid 80s, 83 onward, mid 80s. Right now you could be dealing with that. And some of you could be dealing with change within a partnership. If you have a live-in partnership or you're married, you might be dealing with some change around that. Family transformations, transformations in your partnerships. Some of you, if you're casually dating someone, you may move in with them. Or if you are living with someone or married to someone, there may be just a complete turnaround in what you want in the situation. Virgo. Pluto and Scorpio in your natal chart is typically in your third house. And this is going to square Pluto and Aquarius in your sixth. And for my Virgo ascendants, this is going to bring up themes around your health, your daily routine. And this is versus communication. So Virgos, you are going to experience some change around your health, around your routines. If any of you are working for anyone else, there might be some challenging conversations that occur that completely change the dynamic of your working relationships. If any of you are writers or you have to organize words and organize thoughts for your job, there may be some complete changes in that realm of your life. But this has a lot to do with your health. As well, the third house rules over your local community, it rules over your voice, and it rules over siblings and cousins. So some of you may have some changes in the lives of those people. Maybe there may be some challenges with a neighbor. Some of you may have some challenges with a sibling or a cousin. Communication can be challenging through this time, but this is also going to transform your work life and your health. And what is required of you is to speak your truth. That is what Pluto in the third house is all about. Libra. Pluto is coming to transform your finances and your money. Yeah, my Libra ascendants, Pluto and Scorpio is in your second house of money, finances, self-worth, and it's going to square Pluto in Aquarius in the fifth house. So some of you are going to have some changes to your assets, your finances, how you make your money. And you're going to really experience a deep alchemical transformation around that. You're going to realize, like, my worth, I need to honor my worth. And while I'm honoring my worth, if everything around me falls away, then so be it. This is also about creative projects. This is about investments, things like speculative investments. So some of you Libras could want to invest your money more, get smarter about your money, and go through a lot of alchemical shifts when it comes to your self-worth. So it's going to be a lot of conversations around, I'm worth more than this. I'm not going to pay for this anymore. I'm not going to do this anymore. And you're going to completely change that. Scorpios, this is going to affect you more than any other zodiac sign. And I'm not just saying this because I'm a Scorpio, but because Pluto in your chart is in Scorpio, and also your ascendant or sun or moon, however you're listening to this broadcast. So in your first house or close to your sun, you've got Pluto in Scorpio. So this is a big transformation of self wherever you have this in your chart. If you've got this conjunct your ascendant or in your first house, this is all about transformation of yourself. And it's forming a square to Pluto in Aquarius. So get ready for change in your home, family dynamics, your identity, completely alchemically transforming who you are, stepping into the authenticity of who you are without regard to what your family thinks about you. Some of you may have even started experiencing some family loss, experiencing some challenge around that. So really get ready for your family life to change. Sagittarius, Pluto is centered in your natal chart in your 12th house. So this is all about the subconscious mind. This is about what is kind of in your blind spot, things you are not seeing. And Pluto is forming a square to Pluto and Aquarius in your 3rd house. So this is complete change around your communication and how you are absorbing information and how you are acknowledging what is in your subconscious. This is about facing those ancestral shadows that you have not faced in your life up until now. And you may also kind of feel like you're more in hermit mode. You're really trying to figure out who you are in this phase of your life. And I think some of you may go through a little bit of loss at this time. Some of you may go through some loss around a sibling. I don't want to be triggering, but when we've got that Pluto square that's affecting the 3rd house rules not only communication, but our siblings, our cousins. So some of you may go through some challenges around that as well too. But you also can want to unleash the truth on people over the next almost 20 years. Like, are you speaking authentically? Are you writing authentically? Are you marketing yourself authentically? Are you facing some of the demons that have been passed down to you through your ancestry? Are you facing some of these roadblocks and challenges? Honestly, this is going to be a big theme for you during the Pluto square. Capricorn, your friendships are about to transform. Pluto in Scorpio is centered in that place in your life. So all throughout your life, you have gone through some karmic lessons around friendships, your community, and who you allow around yourself. And you tend to draw in people who completely transform your life. And then you may not ever speak to them again, right? Like, it tends to be a very deep friendship when you really dive deep with someone, when you really meet someone, you like to go deep when it comes to your friendships. And this is going to form a square to Pluto and Aquarius in your money area. This is in your 2nd house. So get ready for some change around your money, your value, how you are navigating your future dreams and your aspirations. Like, maybe what you thought you wanted for your life 5 years ago is no longer what you want for your life, and you are transforming that. And some of you may have some serious lessons around relationships and your money. Some of you may have some serious relationships around advocating for your worth, acknowledging your worth, knowing your worth. So sometimes you, like, that's the thing with Pluto. Sometimes you got to go through some challenging things in order to understand your value. So that's going to be a big theme for you during Pluto in Aquarius. Aquarius, get ready for your career to change. So Pluto is in Aquarius. So along with Scorpio, you are the other sign that is going to be affected the most during this Pluto square. So Pluto, of course, is in your zodiac sign. This is once in a lifetime. And then Pluto in your natal chart is in your 10th house of careers. So you're experiencing Pluto completely shifting who you are, how you show up in the world, how you appear to others. And it also is changing your career, your life path, how you are perceived by the public, completely changing your identity, your personal power. And I think that this is going to feel challenging sometimes, but as we move through this Pluto and Aquarius transit, you are going to learn who you are and what truly aligns with you when it comes to your career. So sometimes we give up certain things and it may feel challenging in the moment, but over time we're like, actually, that should have gone. And now I'm in a space that I truly feel more authentic to myself. Pisces ascendants, Pluto in Scorpio is in your house of spirituality, long distance travel, how you learn, how you absorb information, how you expand your consciousness. This is higher learning. And it's going to square Pluto and Aquarius in your 12th house. So this dynamic, this Pluto square, is going to impact your spirituality. Pisces, I can see a lot of Pisces placements completely changing their beliefs, their religion, their spiritual beliefs, how they worship, who they worship. And you may find that what you have been indoctrinated into most of your life is no longer in alignment with you, and you need to completely transform it. So I feel like this is going to be like a spiritual retreat for my Pisces over the next 20 or so years. You are going to completely change how you process what you believe. And this is like spiritual awakening. Like it could go in the way of you diving deeper into the esoteric or the occult, or it could be the other way and you diving into more Christianity or more of a organized religion. Depends on you. But this is a time of complete transformation of your higher learning. Some of you may even go back to school. Some of you may decide to completely change what you were doing for a living as well too. So this is a time of ascension for you, Pisces. Thank you so much for watching. Please, please, please like this video. Drop me a comment if you are a millennial and this video helps you. And I will see you on the next video.